And now it's time. Newcastle United's 17th appearance at Wembley. They've lost 5 domestic finals here since they won in '55. This time needs to be different. And we are underway on BBC Radio Newcastle and the BBC Sounds app. Liverpool kicked off. Newcastle shooting towards the goal to the left, defending the goal behind which stand the Toon Army. Liverpool back to Kelleher, backwards header from Newcastle. Fabian Schär being pulled by Liverpool's Diogo Jota. Referee John Brooks blows for the free kick in Newcastle's half, right of centre. Kieran Trippier leaves it for Fabian Schär, who has a look at Nick Pope. He wants to come forwards and take it, and Newcastle might push up the pitch. Liverpool with a very high line in the middle of their half. Pope walks back, Trippier with the free kick, Dan Burn on the move, that's who they're trying to get in. Also Joelinton, a Liverpool header away. Sandro Tonali's first touch, Bruno with a challenge, Tonali's got it again, lays it off to Joelinton. Schär back to Trippier in the centre circle, and Newcastle a couple of passes as they try to settle into the final. Robertson with a volley clearance out on halfway on the far side of the pitch. We are on the opposite side of Wembley to the television camera angles. Newcastle's right hand side is the far side as we look, and that's where Kieran Trippier prepares to take the throw onto the thigh of Bruno. Back to Trippier into Newcastle territory. Schär takes a touch, clips it in behind Robertson, looking for Murphy, who gets the touch. Isak in the middle. Murphy's cross is defended by Liverpool, and then at the edge of the penalty area another Liverpool header, and it's brought away by Szoboszlai. Tonali holds him up near halfway, and it's played to the right to Quansah, and now Ryan Gravenberch, bit of time in midfield, and Liverpool through the lines up to Jota and Diaz, the Colombian, trying to go on the outside of Trippier, who makes the block and then wins a free kick in the corner.
He bought it well. It's just a little nudge from Diaz. Trippier, using all his experience, just goes down. But they played it well from the back, Liverpool. Played it through the lines.
3rd minute at Wembley. And Nick Pope with the free kick. Liverpool 0, Newcastle United 0. Alexander Isak tries to get there before Virgil van Dijk from the long ball up the pitch, headed away, then Tonali onto Isak, back down to Tonali and Murphy. Newcastle into the final third here, Tonali into the box, Harvey Barnes on the stretch. Ooh. Couldn't quite get the right contact on the ball in from Murphy from 30 yards, and he steered it wide of the goal, but a first opening for Newcastle United, Steve.
Yeah, but it's a decent ball in by Murphy. It's just Isak comes out actually to the right next to Murphy, so he's thinking, well, I haven't got anybody to look at or to pick out, but Barnes does really well, gets in there, gets a bit on of it, but just couldn't direct it.
Throw for United on halfway. Eddie Howe, all in black. He is not in a suit, he's in his training gear, the tracksuit. Arne Slot to his left. Smart casual attire for the cup final. Tino Livramento at left back with the throw. Isak comes short and receives it. Then Joelinton makes a challenge. It's Newcastle's ball, out off a red Liverpool player. Livramento to Isak, 35 yards out, back to Livramento. That's a good run, and it's ended by a foul by Alexis McAllister. John Brooks blows the whistle and awards Newcastle a free kick. Livramento skipping through challenges. He can do that very well, particularly from left back.
Yeah, got quick feet, just shifted it from one to the other. Bought the free kick. I mean, it's a definite free kick. McAllister just leaves a trailing leg. Send the big boys forward. His free kick in a decent position. Trippier coming over to this near side as well. Just need a decent delivery, don't you?
Barnes is there. Trippier next to the ball. Liverpool defenders in the box. Barnes runs away. Murphy and Livramento hanging back. It's rolled to Barnes, then to the feet of Tonali, back to Barnes on the outside. Harvey Barnes is cross blocked at the near post, corner kick.
A decent start, isn't it? It's a bright start, well worked free kick. The return to Barnes was just overhit. He's always stretching to cut that ball back into the penalty area.
Still on the near side in the 6th minute of the cup final. Kieran Trippier with the corner after a clever free kick. Here's the next set piece. Livramento hangs back, Murphy edge of the box, Tonali as well, everybody in red defending. Trippier clips it into the middle, headed down in the 6-yard box and then cleared by Liverpool. Livramento forwards towards Byrne, header on there by Soboslai, and now Liverpool long ball up the pitch. Pope is there to swing it clear deep into the attacking half of the field. Bruno into a challenge, sends it up to the far side where Robertson brings it down, tries to run Tonali. Trippier with a tackle, but the referee has seen that the way of Liverpool. He's awarded a free kick. I'm not sure which Newcastle player is the guilty party, but the black and whites, who had a close view of that, did not agree with John Brooks's call.
I don't think that's a free kick. I think the 3 players basically just run into each other. You can see Robinson and Trippier just having a conversation, and he just tries to stop him. Basically, just the 3 of them just go into each other. I think the referee has to
just
leave
held
that
his
alone.
ground, doesn't he?
Yeah,
Trippier's just held his ground.
Well, this is coincidentally, perhaps ominously, very close to the position that Manchester United got the free kick for their first goal 2 years ago. Out on the left-hand side, disputed free kick. Liverpool preparing to take it. They curl it in right-footed, but no danger that time. Nick Pope, 5 or 6 yards out, comfortable catch, quick throw, overarm throw towards Livramento, sliced out of play by Gravenberch for a throw just behind the halfway line. Newcastle getting up the field quickly. Pope trying to get quick distribution there to get Livramento away.
do you know what? I'm just looking at the free kick, and if the free kick was a bit better,
Yeah,
you've got
it was
3
big
Liverpool
trouble.
players free.
Nobody attracted them.
BBC Radio Newcastle and the BBC Sounds app. Murphy drops his shoulder, comes inside, then back outside to Bruno. His forward route is blocked off. He comes into the centre, then Joe Linton. Away by Liverpool. Trippier, strong challenge on Luis Diaz. Liverpool still have it, but they go back. Risky ball into the centre. Alexander McAllister finds Gravenberch, then a ping towards the corner that just beats Mo Salah. He gives the thumbs up for the idea, but there was too much behind
great ball.
That. Yeah,
it was a great ping.
good idea.
Yeah.
Goal kick for Newcastle United in the 9th minute.
That's the one that Liverpool look for, though. That crossfield ball for Salah.
It's just that quick break, isn't it?
Yeah. So he is rapid, Salah.
Long from Pope. Van Dijk wins the header in front of Isak. He's not really been in the game too much. He's pushed Van Dijk. And free kick awarded. Not too many complaints from those in black and white. Virgil van Dijk scored the winner in extra time, 118th minute last season. Might be leaving Liverpool in the summer. His contract is up. Ball is in play again. Konate to Van Dijk, Isak on his shoulder, back to goalkeeper Kelleher. Chipped into Newcastle's half. Header up from Diogo Jota. Big Dan Byrne in the right position, covering to head away. Konate brings it down and looks to release Salah into the corner on the near side. Byrne with him. Salah. Goal kick. Byrne leaning in. Salah not really in control of the ball. Pope takes it quickly. 0-0. Livramento on the outside away from Soboslai, and still going away from Gravenberch. Livramento being pulled, and the referee not going to miss that. Free kick on halfway, Newcastle United.
Yeah, it's a good run from Livramento. Just trying to get his head up. He's thinking, does he hit it into space and then go after that, because there's not many that's going to catch him. But as it was, the referee spotted a little foul, a little bit of a pull back on him. This gives the foul, which helps Newcastle, because just before that they give the ball away. Livramento had lost the ball, but rightly so, give the free kick. It's Trippier to take just on the halfway line.
The black and white scarves are out again. Some of the red Liverpool scarves in response are being flown around to our left as Trippier aims the ball to the far right hand side. Cher it back into the middle, but off target at the near side, and Liverpool have a player down anyway at the edge of the box. Dan Burn was somewhere near to that. I'm not saying he caused an opponent to hit the floor. Alexis McAllister, he's going to be okay, and it will restart the match with a Liverpool goal kick. Not sure what happened there.
No,
McAllister
didn't see. I was following the ball.
Hit the deck. Short out from the back to the right from Liverpool. Quansah. That's a dangerous ball. Szoboszlai was alive to it. Back to Konate. Gravenberch up the line. Fabian Cher coming across with Diogo Jota. Cher clears and out off Tonali. And Newcastle will reset as Liverpool on 12 minutes 0-0 have a throw to take in their half of the pitch. 17 matches for Newcastle without a win against Liverpool since December 2015. It's almost a decade since Steve McLaren's team won 2-0 in the relegation season at St James's Park. Back they go to Pope. Newcastle winning it from the Liverpool throw. Fabian Cher has a look, picks his pass, it's out to the right to Trippier, and he went to fire it up the line. It hit Luis Diaz and goes out for a throw. Unchanged United team. Trippier to Bruno, back to Burn, closed down by Salah. They look to the right to Cher, and it goes long, just too high for Isak. Van Dijk's header collected on the chest by McAllister, halfway line, up to Luis Diaz, back into the middle to Gravenberch, and now Konate centre circle. Liverpool move it to the left, and moving it nicely enough, but then a block from Trippier, who produced a big performance at West Ham on Monday, and they'll be looking for the same again from the 34-year-old today. Liverpool back to Kelleher, penalty spot. Isak closing down, Kelleher away through the middle. Joelinton with the header. Tonali looking for Bruno Guimaraes. He goes to the right, tried to thread it through for Barnes, stopped by Van Dijk. Back with Bruno. Competitive play from the captain in midfield. Murphy on the right wing, in he comes off the touchline towards Tonali, carries it back out to the right, then inside to Murphy. Newcastle want a free kick. Referee says no.
No, never. Got to be stronger. Got to guard the ball better.
Yeah, I don't think there's much in it. He's trying to make more of it than what it is, but the referee's right there. I think it's a good decision.
Liverpool left-footed ball diagonally across from the left towards the middle of midfield, and now they're in the Newcastle half and 20 yards from goal with Salah. First attack really for Salah with the ball at his feet. Cross blocked by Livramento, and Bruno has it. Heavy touch. Then there's an offside as the ball went forwards off a Liverpool player. Well. So possibly two things there for Newcastle, but they do have a free kick not far from the edge of their penalty area. 0-0, 14 minutes. John Anderson and Steve Howie with us at Wembley on BBC Radio Newcastle. Ando, firstly, how have Newcastle started?
Started brightly, been decent, been competitive, good energy levels about it as well. The one concern is when they get bodies forward and it breaks down, Liverpool break. And they look to do that quickly, Liverpool. Haven't seen much of Salah as of yet. When he's had it, he hasn't been great on it. Long may that continue.
We'll come to Steve in a second as Fabian Cher drives a free kick forward. Joelinton, strong control with the chest, chases his own touch, plays it back to Burn. Tried to lift it in behind Quansah for Barnes. Then Joelinton wins a good header on the near side. Livramento, who's had a bright start himself, caught by Quansah. Newcastle have the ball. Play continues. Murphy takes a touch. Murphy takes aim, and he's off target from 20 yards, right-hand side. It opened up nicely for Jacob Murphy, who got away from a Liverpool player and then let fly, but it's too high. And a goal kick for Kevin Kelleher. Livramento seems okay after that challenge. Steve, what are your early impressions today?
Yeah, I think the team started quite well. Out the two teams have probably started the better. Just looking at the concert challenge again on Liverpool, there's nothing in that. He does go in quite hard, but it is fair. And then I said the ball just manages to get around to Murphy, which you can't blame him from taking the strike. But Trippier is there, but unfortunately came to nothing.
A big header away by Dan Burn, and then Robertson turns it clear. Trippier first to that one, 20 yards out, back heel from Murphy straight to a red shirt rather than a black and white one, edge of the penalty area. And now moved over to Jarell Quansah, the tall, wiry centre back, playing at right back. It's in midfield for Liverpool with McAllister. Newcastle a high line, middle of their half, but they're retreating. It's work to the left wing.
Liverpool just tried to slow it down, don't they? They tried to take the sting out of it. We want to play at a high tempo, keep the game quick. Liverpool just trying to kill that pace.
Konate steps into Newcastle's half, and Salah quite deep here, linking up the play inside to Gravenberch. Konate in Liverpool territory, having a think about the pass, moves it back out to the feet of Salah. Barnes doubling up on him with Livramento. 0-0. Gravenberch to Konate, and Van Dijk straight back to Konate, the French international. Salah inside. He's got 32 goals this season in 42 games in all competitions. Van Dijk on the Liverpool left, and now with Luis Diaz. They've got three on the edge of the area. Newcastle, plenty of bodies back. Ball still being moved around by Liverpool patiently. McAllister, Bruno is all over him, gets a toe on the ball, and Joelinton, good win. Now Tonali. Foul the way of Newcastle United, and they were trying to break. They just didn't have the numbers, but that's a strong challenge and an important one from Joelinton.
It is, yeah. I mean, the challenge itself is a good challenge. I think Mr. McAllister might just left a little bit on him. But yeah, I mean, as Ando said, which is right, Liverpool's just thinking, I tell you what, we're going to play this game at our pace, because they don't want it to be at Newcastle's pace. They want to try and slow it down. You could hear the Newcastle fans of what they thought, because they wanted to quieten it down. Newcastle just bided the time, kept the lines nice and solid. When the opportunity came, pounced on the ball and got the ball back, now won the free kick.
Cher drops it in behind. Joelinton on the chase in the penalty area, brings it down. Livramento there, it's on his right, on the near side. Tonali goes back out wide to Joelinton, who takes a touch, delivers a deflected cross that Kelleher catches.
Yeah, easy for the keeper, wasn't it?
Tonali getting back to chase Diogo Jota.
That's good energy.
Yeah.
Get him off balance. Liverpool keep possession, but Newcastle stop the forward thrust of that Liverpool break, and now it's back to Van Dijk near to the edge of the area. 18 on the clock at Wembley. A reminder, you can listen to us on the BBC Sounds app anywhere in the world for the Newcastle United perspective, or if you have a smart speaker, ask it to play BBC Radio Newcastle. Quansah closed down by Barnes, back to Kelleher.
The one thing I would say is we're working a lot harder than them. The energy levels is there, we're closing down.
Trippier watching this long ball forward, takes it back to Pope under pressure from Diaz.
Great header.
Rolled out to Dan Burn, scorer of a Wembley winning goal once for Yeovil 12 years ago, League One playoff final against Brentford. Long ball forwards towards Isak. He had Van Dijk stretching, but the Dutch defender gets the header, and Isak couldn't get in behind. Liverpool now charging into the Newcastle half, up the pitch with Robertson. The energy from fullback Luis Diaz on the line. Murphy makes him turn back inside, and it's McAllister 35 yards out, square to Quansah. Furthest outfield player back, Konate, and now Gravenberch left side of midfield. Newcastle send some of the substitutes out to warm up, and they are applauded as Salah looks for the run of Soboslai near side into the middle. Fabian Cher clears out for a throw.
Yeah, wasn't taking any chances, was he? Just put his foot through it, straight out of play.
No goals at Wembley yet, as Newcastle United look to get the better of Liverpool, who have possession and have Robertson curling it towards the edge of the box, headed down by Diogo Jota, lifted up by Cher. Murphy takes it down, has another touch, and away he goes out to the right wing. Again, not really the numbers, but he's found a good ball to Bruno, and Bruno carries on his run, holds off Gravenberch, looks for Isak, it's deflected, and they have a corner kick, Newcastle United, from one end of the pitch to the other. Bruno doing very well under big pressure.
Good play by Murphy in that build-up as well. Good touch, good awareness of runners about him as he just played it into space for Guimaraes.
Defending quite well. Newcastle, when they haven't got the ball, just making sure they've got them lines nice and tight. Obviously a lot of communication, heads as you say on the swivel, making sure they can't play in those little areas or either side of the defenders.
Everybody back for Liverpool. The Newcastle corner from Jacob Murphy on this occasion, right-footed. Isak runs along the goal line to get it and give it back to Murphy, then to Trippier. Now what's happened here?
Free kick.
There's a foul the way of Liverpool,
Isak,
and that set-piece routine
Isak just tripped
did
him.
not work.
Yeah, it was a poor touch actually by Isak, that's why he's tripped him.
Well, they had players up, and they could have stuck it in there. Would have been an outswinger from the right-hand side. It's instead a Liverpool free kick in the corner. The cheers are for Anton Deck, who are at Wembley, and they are on the big screens, and among the famous black and whites watching, along with Alan Shearer. No goals yet in the League Cup final on BBC Radio Newcastle. Couple of headers, Trippier, Joelinton on his thigh, back to Trippier, then to Nick Pope. Diogo Jota, the Portuguese forward for Liverpool, closes down. Pope away, Isak tries to head on, but Van Dijk wins it again, and now another header for Van Dijk in front of Isak, on towards Jota. Big Dan Burn comes over, has to get an important touch, and Kieran Trippier once again back to Nick Pope. His positioning and his decision making so far, Trippier, has been brilliant. He's been so calm and assured.
Experience, just using all that experience, seen it all before, hasn't he?
Away from Pope into the Liverpool half on the left. It's gone out off Joelinton. Midway point in the first 45 minutes. Newcastle have probably had more attacking play, more meaningful set pieces in the final third, that sort of thing, than they did in the entire match against Manchester United. Here are Liverpool. It's a great burst from Kwanzaa from right back. It's stopped by Tonali. That energy in midfield again that you mentioned earlier, Ando. Fabian Cher, trademark crossfield ball, but this time headed away by Liverpool. Then Barnes has got it, links up with Isak. Here goes Harvey Barnes, plays in Isak wide of goal, left side of the penalty area. Barnes down in the middle of the box. Isak back to Tonali, who takes a touch, lines up the shot. Tonali just wide of Kelleher's left hand post, mid-height from Tonali, took it on away from his man just at the back of the D, couldn't test the goalkeeper. Big moment for Newcastle. Tonali wide.
Yeah, I mean, I think good understanding as well between Harvey Barnes and Isak initially. Isak's trying to get his head up when he gets to the byline, but then does pull it back eventually to Tonali. So unlucky. You can see what he's trying to do. He's trying to bend it in that far corner.
Just didn't get enough bend on it, did he?
Just not enough.
He's just trying to whip it. Kelleher always knew it was going wide.
Kelleher not yet needed to make a save, but neither has Nick Pope been at the other end so far. Free kick for Liverpool, and now it's into the Newcastle half, in behind for Luis Diaz. Fabian Cher backpedaling, heads it to Trippier, then back to Pope. They worked that well defensively. Luis Diaz looked like he was in. Here's Trippier up the line towards Bruno, takes it away from McAllister, then Murphy on the chase into the corner. Flag stays down. Murphy now delivers the cross towards Isak, and it's turned over his own bar by Konate.
Again, good play by Guimaraes to Murphy. I can see Isak. I think he's just trying to say to Murphy, just whip it in first time.
Thought he was going to do it first, needed whipped in first time, didn't it?
And he doesn't, and then he whips it in. To be fair, Konate, he does quite well. He gets something on it and gets it over the bar, but that would have made it a lot more difficult with him sprinting back to his own goal. If he whips it in that dangerous area, it's a lot harder to defend.
25 on the clock. Away to the left, Kieran Trippier with this Newcastle corner. Hopefully it's better than the last one from the far side that they got wrong. Trippier drives it to the back of the box towards big Dan Burn, headed to the near post. Kelleher comes out and manages to get two hands on the ball next to, that was Bruno, close to the post. Good goalkeeping.
Yeah, he had to make sure he got that, because he makes a mess of that and all of a sudden it's a penalty kick.
Now Newcastle defending. Jota to Luis Diaz on the left wing. This is dangerous. Inside to McAllister, 30 yards out, trying to get Salah in. Livramento, big header. Barnes onto it, nods it away, chases after his own touch, but it beats him and goes out. They cleared the immediate danger, but now Liverpool have a throw, 0-0. Szoboszlai back to Konate. Joelinton steps forwards to try and press and close down. It's moved to the left side of the centre circle. Van Dijk then on to Jota. And Robertson's occupying a position in the attack as Jota drops in on the left. Gravenberch back to Van Dijk. Now they're on the right with Quansah. Newcastle shuffling forwards. Isak close to the Liverpool player, Konate with the ball. Quansah, bad touch. Isak might be away. Isak tries to get in, but Konate, brilliant challenge to stop Isak going one-on-one with the keeper. They've got it back, Newcastle. Tonali, Joelinton and Livramento, but then they lose it under pressure on the near side. Almost there, almost.
It's an awful touch from Quansah. The centre-back pal did him a big favour, because it's a great tackle.
I don't know what he was thinking, but it is a bad touch. Ando's right, his defender helps him out. His teammate needed that because he was away.
Header from Dan Burn, out of play. Liverpool ball again on the near side of the pitch. If you listen to BBC Radio Newcastle, 28th minute. Szoboszlai back to Quansah, then they Murphy and Luis Diaz go for it. The Liverpool man has possession. Kieran Trippier's fouled him.
It's a free kick all day long.
Just some uncertainty over the direction of the ball and the bounce of the ball as well. I think Murphy was caught out by that.
Just didn't react to it, did he?
Yeah, I think he's got to do better with that bounce than Diaz did. He kind of read what the situation was, then got his body in the way. It's a definite free kick, brings him down. But although Newcastle have started brightly and been, you would say, the better of the two teams, there is going to be a period, or you expect there to be the period where Liverpool just have that little bit of spell on top.
Well, the free kick, 35 yards left of centre. Robertson curls it in. Shares header out to the near side. Salah just beats Livramento to the ball and lets it run for Liverpool's first corner kick of the final. On the near side of the pitch.
Important touch. It was an important touch by Cher.
Robertson comes over because it's on the near side. Left-footed option for the delivery. Every black and white shirt back in there. Dan Burn near the back of the box. He's got eyes on Virgil van Dijk. Salah, hands on hips, close to the goal line. Nick Pope towards the back post, just slightly off his line. Robertson chips it in, header underneath the crossbar from Joelinton just about. Comes back out to Robertson, tackled by Murphy. It's a throw next to the corner flag.
Good header away, good positioning by Joelinton.
Good ball in, a dangerous ball in.
Quansah takes the throw, a bit further back from where he should. Konate near the halfway line. Gravenberch takes a touch. He's giving it away to Livramento. Can they break? Livramento looking for space. They had runners, but he didn't see a path forwards. Now Fabian Schär's found one, maybe for Murphy, but who else? But Van Dijk
great covering, isn't it?
Come across and make the right decision. Now Luis Diaz in for Liverpool. Nick Pope, brilliant.
Well.
And the flag's up anyway.
Yeah, he looked offside.
Nick Pope, though, had to react, and as Liverpool through Luis Diaz tried to get in, Pope at the edge of the penalty box was strong, made a clean challenge, a clean win of the ball, and Newcastle United are awarded a free kick anyway for the offside.
Pet hate of mine. I think you might be the same. Then delayed flags.
Yeah, because somebody's going to get
hurt.
hurt.
100%.
Yeah.
We had this discussion last night. Just get the flag up,
Yeah.
and I think that the assistants don't like it either. I think they like to get it up nice and early because of that.
Long from Pope, looking for Joelinton. Barnes trying to get the better of Quansah. He wins 2 big headers, then Tonali forwards, chases his touch, leans into Konate. Tonali beats him and wins a corner kick. I've enjoyed Sandro Tonali's performance so far, Ando.
It's been energetic, hasn't it? He's got in about Liverpool, not giving them any time, as we said before the game. That energy's got to be there, and that's exactly what we're seeing. Salah hasn't been in it, has he?
He hasn't, no, but he's one of these players where I think we'd mentioned it before on the show. Top players, they can have absolutely no bearing on the game whatsoever and get half a chance of sticking in the back of the net. But yeah, try and keep them out as much as possible.
Trippier's corner kick into the 6-yard box. Liverpool header as far as Tonali. Comes back to Trippier. First time cross in. Kelleher's coming. Doesn't get there. But nobody was able to connect with it, and that's a goal kick. Now Kelleher started to come for a free kick in the league match, left it 90th minute, and Fabian Schär scored at the back post.
Yeah, but he didn't leave that one.
Yeah.
Just missed it.
Just missed it.
Yeah.
So did everybody else, though.
There are 32 minutes on the clock at Wembley, and there are no goals on the scoreboard. It's 0-0. Liverpool header on the halfway line. Advantage played because there would have been a foul, and then the referee stops it. Possibly, is he saying head injury? It was a bad landing, wasn't it, from Luis Diaz, who then rolled around. How many times is that? 5 or 6?
Yeah, he lands on his bum. I mean, it does hurt. You can get a sort of a dead bum.
Yeah, it's
And it hurts.
your coccyx, isn't it? Isn't it? Coccyx. Land on your coccyx.
Oh,
painful.
John Brooks, the referee, just a bit of sorting out to do. Kieran Trippier and Bruno Guimaraes are
I think
having a word.
He's saying to Trippier, that's 1, 2, 3. The next one.
yeah. To be fair, I think Trippier knows what he's doing there. I mean, you've done that before when a forward comes in front of you. You hit his backside or his legs, so he does flip, and he just gives him that little nudge there. You can see.
Just nudged into him, didn't he?
Yeah. So because as he lands, he knows he gives him that nudge. His legs will be up in the air, so he does come down on his hip and on his bum.
And Kieran Trippier wins a goal kick from Andy Robertson following the Liverpool free kick. Still 0-0.
He's been
Wembley.
excellent, hasn't he?
We are now beyond the point at which Manchester United scored their first goal 2 years ago. So Newcastle have...
You're just the gift that keeps on giving with them
survived.
kind of comments, aren't you?
I can give you some good statistics.
Razor just can't stop talking about that final 2 years ago.
Hey, I could understand if Newcastle had won.
Yeah.
If they win today, we'll never mention Manchester United again. They're trying to put it right after the pain of 2 years ago. Good ball, Jacob Murphy to Barnes on the left, Livramento on the outside. Barnes carrying it to the edge of the box. Where does he go here? He's got 2 to take on the outside. Then the cross from Barnes. Here's Isak blocked, and Trippier blocked. Referee and assistant say corner kick. Harvey Barnes lively in this opening 35 minutes at Wembley. Picked out Isak, couldn't get in, and then Trippier on the follow-up wins a corner. But another moment for Newcastle United.
Great ball dug out. He stuck a great ball out, hasn't he?
He does well. I mean, Robinson does well. It's over his head, but he knows he can try and hit his back, which it does. And then I think there's good defending again from Robinson from the Trippier shot.
Backside, didn't it?
Here's the corner from the right, floated to the back of the box. Dan Burn, Kelleher with the ball in his hands, helped on by Burn. Looked like he took another touch towards goal. And Kevin Kelleher, it was a flick, wasn't it? And that may be a chance for Bruno.
Guimaraes would do, maybe get a bit more on it if he could.
6 yards out, Bruno near side of the goal from Burns' header back in. Always tried to flick it on and didn't connect, Steve.
No, he didn't. He just missed it. I think if he gets a little bit more on it, he actually tries to. He could divert it to the near post, which does the goalkeeper, but he doesn't, unfortunately.
Throw for United. Trippier to Tonali. He's got the ball down on the floor, pursued by Diogo Jota. Red shirts are after Dan Burn, but he whips it around to Livramento. Barnes makes a move infield. It's up the line to Joelinton. Strong play from Joelinton, a back heel. And Liverpool won it through Jota. Livramento then gets a throw off Quansah from the second ball. 0-0. Joelinton on it and pushed over by Szoboszlai. And this free kick for Newcastle on the left wing, probably about at the edge of the final third. Newcastle have had
forward again.
They've had 7 attempts so far, Newcastle. Liverpool haven't had one.
Try and keep it that way. But it's been decent from Newcastle in the first half. What, 36 minutes gone. It has been very good.
Trippier, so experienced at Wembley with England. Last played here before the Euros against Iceland. He takes the free kick from the left towards the right side of the box. Liverpool header away. Murphy sticks it back in. Joelinton, good touch. Laid off to Cher, looking for Burn in the area. Away by Liverpool, up to Salah on his thigh, helped forwards. Murphy with a header. Oh, that's risky. Pope comes and wins a header, and they've got to get it away, and Cher does into midfield for Bruno, who turns, and Newcastle, from a position of trouble, are going forwards. Once again, Van Dijk in the right place for Liverpool, and it's on halfway here, and Newcastle have it with Bruno in the centre of midfield. 0-0. Chipped out towards Livramento. Quansah's header. Salah back onto Quansah. Chased by Joelinton. Jarell Quansah for Liverpool. Tackled by Joelinton. Brought away by Big Dan Burn, and the referee stopped it for a free kick. And Joelinton, clenched fists, punches the air and gets a huge response from 32,000 black and whites.
Quansah just doesn't want to go there, does he? He's
No.
not comfortable going there. You can see it. He's half-hearted. He's a centre-back playing in a full-back position. He's thinking, I'm going into unknown territory here.
To be fair, Joelinton does really well, tracks him all the way back, shows his strength. When he wins the free kick, he's gesturing to the crowd to, like, come on. The crowd react with that. But just going back to the earlier one, when Murphy's a little bit fortunate with a pass back. Pope does well, but I have to be honest, he didn't look comfy.
No.
Even though he got it away, he doesn't look comfy.
No.
Nick Pope to send the ball forwards with this Newcastle United free kick. Left full-back position in the 39th minute. Kieran Trippier just having a rub of his hamstring, but hopefully will be okay. Newcastle fans appeal for a free kick. Tonali's down now, head injury. Liverpool also have Szoboszlai on the floor. Joelinton a bit groggy after a couple of challenges there, and John Brooks from his position close to that, absolutely right to stop the game. And for the first time in the cup final, the medical teams may need to come on. Newcastle's players not involved in that, using it as an opportunity to pick up a water bottle and talk to Eddie Howe. Liverpool 0, Newcastle United 0.
Don't think there's anything really wrong with the first challenge. The second one, it's just basically Szoboszlai and Tonali just both basically from a standstill trying to head the ball and flick it on and just clash the heads. Tonali kind of to the top of the forehead and Szoboszlai to the back of the head. Both hurt. No major damage.
Trippier still rubbing the hamstring. Looks like he might have sprayed something on it. He's rubbing it in. Well, it would be a problem, wouldn't it? Not just his experience and ability, but without Hall today, obviously Livramento at left back. They've got Targett and Kraft on the bench, the two defenders. Here's Trippier chasing, that's a test, and he's more than equal to it.
Fortunate.
with Luis Diaz, and away from Trippier in the corner. Joelinton chested to Tonali, back up to big Joelinton on the thigh, and now on to Isak. Ball at his feet, challenged from the side. Liverpool have it, and Van Dijk left side, behind halfway, lifted forwards. Pope is coming, and by the right hand side of the penalty area makes the claim.
I don't think there's that much wrong with Trippier's hamstring, because he sprinted there a couple of times. I mean, you can see him just feeling it again, but
Burn up to Joelinton, being held by Gravenberch. Referee he could have let it go. Tonali takes a quick free kick. Bruno, Isak would have been offside if the ball had been played over the top as Isak wanted it. They go out to the touchline, then into midfield, and Liverpool win it back. Could the advantage have been played from the first passing move?
I thought he waved on advantage.
yeah, I did.
Liverpool to Diogo Jota, through ball. Nick Pope coming and gathers. And it's Trippier again.
He does well there. He blocks him.
With Luis Diaz doing the necessary defending to enable the goalkeeper to claim the ball. 41 minutes and no goals on BBC Radio Newcastle and the BBC Sounds app. Into the Liverpool half, couple of headers. Here's Tonali. It's a bouncing ball. Quansah away. Dan Burn backpedaling. Nods it to Livramento, takes it with his right up the line to Harvey Barnes. Got a player at his back, he's done well with the pressure. Barnes just to play a simple ball the way he's facing, nothing risky. And Fabian Schär keeping Newcastle in possession. Barnes making a run infield. Schär's gone for the switch, he's whipped it across to Livramento. Barnes and Isak in the centre. Livramento taking on his man. Looks for the cross to the back post, but Isak can't pull it down.
That's always the problem when you've got a right footer playing at left back. When they cut inside, ball's always going away from people. It's got to be spot on, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, you're right there. I think it's not having a natural left footer to whip one in. I mean, yes, sometimes you have natural left footers that do put it in with the right foot. Just a different angle on it.
Liverpool with Van Dijk giving it to the goalkeeper, who then goes for the long option, and Trippier's header. Gravenberch for Liverpool. Joelinton on his chest, going backwards, straight to Schär, through a gap between red shirts to Livramento. And he's on his way towards goal. Barnes takes over, cuts in off the touchline, blocked cross, out for throw.
Salah looks like he's running on total empty.
Yeah, just has not been involved in any way, shape or form, has he?
No. You want him to keep going that way as well.
100%.
Livramento bad in line with the penalty area, to the thigh of Joelinton, back to Livramento again, and they use Schär, who's just next to the centre circle. Trippier square, and they go back to Pope. Liverpool pushing up, they stop Newcastle playing forwards. Back to the keeper, long ball from Pope. Van Dijk's header straight to Tonali, nodded down to Bruno, lets it run and feeds Murphy, who takes a touch, then another, then whips over a ball. Barnes trying to keep it alive and keep it in, but he can't.
Not great
Just
delivery in there.
a hopeful ball more than anything, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, the last thing that you want is to put it out of play. I mean, just make the defender or the goalkeeper do something.
The booze off of Steven Gerrard, who's been put on the big screen, spotted in one of the Liverpool hospitality areas.
They put up Kenny Dalglish as well.
And Ian Rush, also once of Newcastle, and famously with Liverpool in attendance. Kenny Dalglish there, that's his son, Paul Dalglish,
It is,
one of your former teammates.
I remembered him.
Yeah.
They're the ones I keep on forgetting.
Lots of big names at Wembley. Final minute of the opening 45. Newcastle could do with a big moment here. They've had a couple of sniffs, couple of nibbles. Kieran Trippier, free kick on halfway. Headed on, edge of the area, brought down by Barnes. Barnes with a shot that's deflected wide. It wasn't really travelling towards goal. It didn't really have the opportunity to travel because the block from Konate was as soon as Barnes hit it, but it diverted it well wide and out for this corner on the left.
Good defending, he stood up nice and big, didn't he, the
yeah,
centre back?
Them sometimes can go through defenders' legs and into the corner. He kept his legs shut.
They've had plenty of set pieces. The latest one from Kieran Trippier on the left. Looking for Byrne again.
Oh,
Dan
Byrne!
Oh! Would you believe it?
Wow!
Big Dan Byrne with the biggest goal he will ever score. And the black and white end of Wembley erupts. Dan Byrne with an historic header scores Newcastle United's first goal at Wembley Stadium for a quarter of a century. And just 2 days after he was called up by England for the first time, the boy from Blythe scores in the League Cup final, and maybe this time will be different. Liverpool 0, Newcastle United 1.
What a header! It's an unbelievable header. It's a great delivery, driven delivery, back post, and he just powers it.
It is
Nobody
a fantastic
goes
header.
What a header that is!
Oh. I think we were speaking as well before the game. I think I've mentioned it on Friday, and I think we'd mentioned it as a group walking in. Can you imagine if he scores and it's the winner? Imagine his week. But what a header! I mean, it's got to be about 12 yards out, and the goalkeeper's got no chance. Absolute top draw header, and deserved.
Yeah,
They've been the best team the first half.
We are into additional time at Wembley on BBC Radio Newcastle. Well, this is unprecedented. This is new territory. They have scored at Wembley.
Come on, you can imagine the roar at half time if they're going 1-0 up. These fans have been absolutely superb.
Well, just imagine what it's like to be in Blythe right now in southeast Northumberland. And that was where Dan Byrne grew up playing his football. Started in non-league, he scored in the Champions League, he scored in a cup final, and Alexander Isak's on the chase here after a long ball forwards, but it's beaten him on the far side of the pitch. We were shown 2 minutes on the numbers board, minimum period of additional time. BBC Radio Newcastle and the BBC Sounds app, and there's about 30 seconds to go. Fabian Schär, big clearance into midfield, up from Gravenberch. Joelinton takes it down, tried to get Bruno in. Liverpool on the attack, they've got to defend this here. Mo Salah, edge of the area, Salah's cross. Diogo Jota wide. Diogo Jota wide. It's Liverpool's best moment, biggest opening in the first half, and it's wide from Diogo Jota and miscued a long way wide. And that is the whistle that Newcastle United wanted to hear after 45 minutes and 2 added to the first half. Big Dan Byrne waves to the crowd on his way off.
What a chance that is, by the way.
Yeah.
That is a huge chance.
Diogo Jota couldn't do what Dan Byrne did at the other end.
Total Sport Northeast.
The EFL Cup.
BBC Radio Newcastle.
Second half is about 10 seconds old, and Newcastle United kick off, shooting towards the black and white end of Wembley as they try to build on Byrne's brilliant goal in the first half. No changes at the break for either team. Black and white stripes against red, all red of Liverpool. Byrne with another big header from halfway forwards. Barnes tried to chase after it. Kelleher, the goalkeeper, has got there for Liverpool. Isak closing down Van Dijk, edge of the area. Kelleher into midfield. Tonali almost getting a boot to the ball. The high press from Newcastle United, but not quite in terms of winning it. It did lead to a big goal in the semi-final second leg against Arsenal. Employing that tactic. Here's Byrne with another header. Isak's offside, so can't chase after it. And Kelleher picks it up. Pope in goal. Trippier, Schär, Byrne, Livramento, Bruno, Tonali, Joelinton, Murphy, Isak, Barnes, on the bench: Dubravka, Wilson, Target, Kraft, Osula, Willock, Longstaff, Miley and Neve. Robertson for Liverpool will do their team again in a second. Trippier onto the ball and back to Pope. He takes his time, sends it long. Kelleher in goal, Kwanzaa, Konate, Van Dijk, Robertson, Gravenberch, McAllister, Salah, Szoboszlai, Diaz and Jota. 1-0 Newcastle United, and Konate back to Kelleher. You've had time, John Anderson, to digest the Dan Burn goal, the big moment. And what are your feelings ahead of the second 45?
Just more of the same, please. Just keep doing what we've been doing.
Now Liverpool, Jota played in by Van Dijk, the cut back, Joelinton there to challenge, just as Luis Diaz was about to get his shot away. Huge piece of defending. Liverpool throw. Let's see what shape they are in after their half-time team talk from manager Arne Slot, who won the Dutch Cup last season with his former club Feyenoord. Van Dijk from halfway back to Kelleher, who is close to the centre circle actually when he receives it. Konate up towards Diaz, laid off to Gravenberch. Newcastle having to defend again. You would expect a Liverpool response. Luis Diaz lifts it out to the right wing. Mo Salah, superb first touch to get it down on the floor. Stabbed back to McAllister. Rolled inside to Gravenberch. Tonali in between the Dutch midfielder and the penalty box, and it's back to centre half Konate. Chipped into the area. Burn lets it run. Goal kick. Dan Burn always had the advantage there, up against the slight frame of McAllister, who made the run from midfield.
It was a ball that was never on. A straight ball over the top. Never getting in on that.
Steve Howie, what do you think about the expectation of the Liverpool response following the Newcastle goal and their first 45 from their point of view?
It has to be 100% better than what it was the first half. I mean, just the worrying little thing there is it's kind of a straightforward move from Liverpool and they get through, but it's really good tracking back by Joelinton. Just need to keep them quiet. Just try not to give them anything.
Newcastle through Bruno and Trippier get the ball, and Murphy looks to curl one behind Van Dijk for Isak. Headed away by Van Dijk, straight to Murphy. Aimed it towards Barnes. Won back by red shirts. 1-0 to Newcastle United. 49th minute. Dominic Szoboszlai in midfield. Jet black hair and left wrist strapped, plays the ball to the left. Then it's threaded through, but Nick Pope has been able to take it under control, stopped it from going behind, and then picks it up. How do Newcastle, both of you, get Alexander Isak more involved?
It's a good question. He's been quiet, but we know, like all goal scorers,
here,
just sprinkle
Harvey Barnes on the run into the penalty area from Livramento's pass, wins a corner.
Just like all goal scorers, they can be quiet, and then all of a sudden he just pops up and sticks the ball in the back of the net.
Yeah, I mean, there was an opportunity there, and yeah, I mean, Barnes does really well. He gets a corner, but if he gets that in the box, we could be talking about how to get Isak into the game, and that could have been a perfect little ball for him to rise above.
Yeah, Dan Burn second.
And bang, header. Yeah,
we get a hat trick.
Absolutely.
Burn with a big smile on his way into the box. He'll be a marked man this time, although it's Alexis McAllister who's trying to mark him, and Burn is much taller. Trippier from the far side, in front of the Newcastle fans, surrounded by black and white, driven towards Joelinton, back post, into the middle. Save! But the flag goes up. There's an offside flag up. Alexander Isak put it in after Kelleher saved, and Newcastle have one ruled out, but VAR will check. Isak says he was onside. John Brooks, the referee, says wait, we need to see this again, because Newcastle from the corner, Joelinton back in, an effort saved by Kelleher. Was there an offside in there? Oh, it's tight.
I tell you what,
it's tight.
That is tight. But just when the corner came in, I'm thinking there must be some sort of plan here, because you've seen Dan Burn go in for Joelinton to be the free man at the back.
Do you know it? Is it the player in front of the goalkeeper?
Yeah.
Who gets the touch, not Isak?
Yeah, it's not Isak.
So Isak was fine, but there was another attacking player there. They also might have flicked the ball, mightn't they? So No problem with that decision from VAR Stuart Atwell and Kieran
Tell
Trippier.
you what, Trippier's been brilliant.
Just want to throw.
He's been brilliant.
He's been superb. There was a game back end of the season where he was right into them, like their players all the time. I forget who it was. I can't remember the team was, but it's exactly the same performance. So tenacious, actually quite nasty in a way to get in there.
Bruno back to Trippier. They've lost the ball. Newcastle. Diogo Jota.
Oh,
Trippier challenge.
What a tackle.
He's having the game of his life, Kieran Trippier, on the biggest stage. Livramento galloping forwards. Barnes on the outside. Livramento holds possession, gives it to Barnes. Now back for Livramento's run. Left-footed cross, hanging in the air. Murphy. Isak!
Oh, you beauty!
No doubt about this one.
Oh my!
Alexander
Oh, wow.
Isak at Wembley. Newcastle United's
How do you
main
get
man.
Isak in the game?
Yes.
How do you get him into the game?
Isak has edged them closer to glory. Right-footed shot from inside the penalty box. This is turning into a dream afternoon under the Wembley arch for Newcastle United. And Alexander Isak, moments after a goal ruled out correctly for offside, has pounced. It's his first real involvement in the penalty area in the last 5 minutes. But a player like that is always ready. And Isak delivers yet again. And in the 53rd minute, it's Liverpool 0, Newcastle United 2.
That's what goal scorers do. You asked us how you could get Isak into the game. I said he'll probably go and score. It's a great ball. I mean, this time Livramento just swings a left foot at it. Murphy gets above the defender at the back post, heads it back into a great area. It's a goal scorer's finish, isn't it?
Yeah.
Murphy and Isak combination has worked so well this season, linking up for many goals between the pair. Murphy's downward header, Isak's finish. The black and white scarves are out. Eddie Howe punched the air, pitch side. The problem is they've never been in this position before. So they've got to do something new to see it through. They've got to defend as well. Robertson with a cross. Too strong for Salah. It's beaten him on the far side and out for a throw. At left back for Newcastle United, who are without their first choice left back Lewis Hall, without Sven Botman, who would play centre half, without Anthony Gordon. It's a new left hand side, and that's where the goal was created. And Livramento has cut inside. He did it at West Ham on Monday. He's done it today. This time he went on the outside and delivered with his left, and look what happened.
Yeah, I mean it's a little ball down the line. He just hung a great ball up back post. Full credit to Murphy as well.
Yeah.
He's just got above Robertson at the back post, and he's headed it back into a great area. And somebody of the ability of Isak coming onto that, he's never missing from there.
Liverpool 0, Newcastle United 2. You did hear us correctly. And it's the Newcastle United fans. The black and white scarves held above their heads. Last time they were singing in defiance, really. They knew their fate. They were 2-0 down. Today they are 2-0 up. And there are still 35 minutes to play, but what a position to be in. Liverpool throw, Liverpool header straight out of play on halfway. Double change coming from Arne Slot. Diogo Jota being replaced by Darwin Núñez, the Uruguayan striker who had his penalty saved in the shootout against PSG the other night. And the other change for Liverpool, Curtis Jones comes on and Ibrahima Konate goes off. That's a centre-back who was struggling with tiredness, and he was substituted in the Champions League the other day. And Gravenberch might be dropping into defence, possibly centre-back with Quansah staying at right full-back for Liverpool. So they've made 2 changes. And Eddie Howe chats to Jason Tindall in the technical area. Newcastle United yet to turn to the bench. Byrne and Isak. And it's 2-0. Isak's header back to Livramento from the throw goes out. And Liverpool get the game restarted immediately. Gravenberch to Kelleher. BBC Radio Newcastle, or on the BBC Sounds app. And you can ask your smart speaker to play BBC Radio Newcastle. Dan Byrne with another header. And out it goes. Every kick, every tackle, every header, every moment is being roared on. Van Dijk on the diagonal. That's straight to Livramento. On to Barnes. Decent first touch. Barnes fouled. Out on the touchline. 30 yards from the Liverpool goal. 58th minute. 2-0.
What they need to do, they need to make the game scruffy.
Yeah.
Get little fouls
keep,
like that, disrupt their kind of any momentum that they might have, just make it stop, start. Do what Liverpool did for a little spell in the first half. Play at our pace, break the game up, don't give them anything that they can build on.
Kieran Trippier just from behind the touchline with the free kick. Isak and Joelinton stand offside. Liverpool defensive line on the edge of the box. Here it comes from Trippier. It's a Liverpool header away. Jacob Murphy alive to it, passes it to Fabian Schär. Bruno's offside, and he was clearly offside. We're right in line with that, Ando.
Yeah. No argument. He's got his arms spread out, claiming his innocence, but yeah, well offside.
Linesman sticks his flag up straight away there for some reason.
It's Eddie Smart on the near side, Nick Greenhalgh far side with the assistant referee duties. Newcastle trying to put Jones under pressure. He's done superbly well. Brilliant midfield play deep in the Liverpool half from Jones. Now trouble. Luis Diaz just outside the area. Szoboszlai left side of the box. Pulls it back. Liverpool. What a save, Nick Pope. What a save, Nick Pope. The shot was fired up towards the top of the net. And Nick Pope with a strong right hand pushes it over the top. Jones started the move. It's a massive moment from Pope. He had to be there.
Should do better.
He made the save.
Jones should do better.
Oh, he should score.
Yeah. It's straight at Nick Pope. Strong hand. Either side, and Liverpool are back in it.
Yeah, I mean, I was just watching these. Nick Pope was actually going through these exercises before the game. He never saved one. Everyone went in the back of the net.
Saved them for the match.
And he saved it there. But make no mistake about it, he still should score.
Sandro Tonali's got a problem. He's holding what, well, it's the top of his right leg. He's got his 2 hands on it, so we don't know if it's knee, groin, or thigh.
Right leg he's holding.
Yeah. Bruno's down as well, but he's just tying his bootlace. So, no, I think Tonali looks in a bit of distress.
Bruno's kicked him.
Yeah, Bruno's boots caught him in his groin, in his thigh.
So it's an impact
in his
problem.
higher leg.
Yeah, we'll say that area.
It's impact rather than what would be any kind of
it's
pull or
It's
stretch.
just a kick.
Well,
yeah.
It's a kick where high up on his leg.
Yeah,
Where you don't want to get kicked.
High up on your leg.
yeah.
BBC Radio Newcastle, we're going to be with you after the match for, well, as long as it takes, really. Keep listening on BBC Sounds and on the Newcastle United website and app. Half an hour to play. They lead 2-0 at Wembley. Byrne and Isak, they've also had one chalked off correctly for offside. Now it's a corner to defend after a big save from Nick Pope. Back in goal. Keeping it at 2-0. Here's the corner. Newcastle header away. Players hit the floor in the box. Referee doesn't give anything. Liverpool keep it moving. Curtis Jones left side of midfield to Szoboszlai in the middle. A bit of a stumble and a twist, but he's come away with it well. He's a cool and confident midfield player. Szoboszlai trusted his ability. Now plays in Luis Diaz, right-footed on the left. Jones, edge of the box, the England international. black and white shirts, blocking his route to goal. He goes out wide to Luis Diaz. He comes into the area. Bruno with him, stopping him from shooting. Now Jones rolled in for the run of Robertson, and there's Joelinton. And it's a corner for Liverpool on the near side. They have responded in the last few minutes to the Newcastle second goal.
Well, they have to. They have to put the pressure on. They have to put Newcastle under a bit more pressure. Otherwise, this game's just going to fade away from them.
Liverpool's corner kick, right-footed, Pope punches. Tonali, who's okay, back in the action, chases, and volleyed pass completed accurately back to Gravenberch on halfway, away from the run of Isak, and then out to Jones. Inside to McAllister. Newcastle just keeping players back, keeping shape. Joelinton's dropped into the defensive line. Inside to McAllister here, 30 yards out or so. Szoboszlai curls it in, headed on. Nunez couldn't make the most of it in front of goal, and Nick Pope gathers.
It fell to him.
Yeah.
Dear oh dear, that's an awful touch.
Yeah. You're just not
Awful
expecting
touch.
it. Not expecting it.
Quickly from Newcastle, Livramento wins a throw just past halfway, far side.
He's been brilliant as well.
They all
He's got
have
up
to
and
be
down
fair.
that left side, yeah.
They all have to be excellent. You've just got to keep it. I mean, what is it? 60, nearly 63 played. Still a long way to go.
Throw taken to Joelinton, back to Fabian Schär. Now Kieran Trippier, forwards he goes. Cuts inside. Play on despite appeals for a foul. Bruno to Murphy. This could be interesting. Bruno flicked back through towards Murphy. Cut out by Van Dijk. And now McAllister blocked by Tonali. Isak, Tonali in the area, can't find Barnes, and away by Quansah. Newcastle trying to win it back here with Bruno. And he's got it back. Barnes wants it lifted in from Bruno's ball. Barnes, Isak, what a save from Kelleher at point blank range. Had to react. Isak from Barnes' ball in. Newcastle almost had a third. Here's Schär, what a run. Fabian Schär just wide.
Rush of blood.
Well,
He done ever so well as well initially. Great feat. But what a chance for Isak. The unfortunate thing is, just when the ball does get played to Barnes, Barnes does the right thing. He picks out Isak, which is just behind him. It's a difficult one for him to get back on target. But he does. But it's just not enough pace on it.
perfectly timed run from Barnes. Obviously the right thing to square it because he was wide, probably couldn't have gone for goal himself. And Isak at Kelleher, it's towards the goalkeeper's midriff to his hands, but he didn't have a lot of time to react. And huge for Liverpool. Newcastle still lead 2-0. Imagine if they got a third. Just imagine. Kelleher up the pitch. Trippier intercepts in the middle, moved into centre back. Burn away. Barnes wanting to get after this, but it drops to Gravenberch. The header on. McAllister. Joelinton's down, and Trippier puts the ball out so that Joelinton can get some treatment. And Newcastle United also have Jacob Murphy stretching out, maybe a bit of cramp. 65 minutes on the clock. The pitch, is it energy sapping, Steve? Do you think this Wembley pitch, the dimensions and also the emotion as well as the physical side of things?
I think it's that really. It's just the whole build up before the game. That's the nervous energy. You do maybe more running than you normally would. And the pitch, whilst it might be a little bit bigger, it's not that much bigger. The dimensions aren't hugely different of a normal pitch or St James's Park. I think it just looks bigger because it's in the stadium. And as I said, it is that nervous energy before the game and the whole of the build-up.
Isak is requiring treatment. On comes the doctor. And Newcastle players again taking the opportunity for the pause in play to take on some liquids and some information from the side of the pitch from Eddie Howe. Another Liverpool change. On comes Cody Gakpo. A goal threat, particularly in this competition. He's got 16 this season in total, 5 in the League Cup. He's had some fitness issues recently. It's going to be their third change. and he is brought on for Liverpool in place of Alexis McAllister. Another positive move, bringing on a forward player for someone who isn't a forward player, Arne Slot. Isak has come off the pitch. Joe Linton is off the pitch. They've got 9 players, Newcastle, and they're going to have to wait to get them back on. They've got to wait 30 seconds. Long from Pope, up the pitch into Liverpool half. They've still got 9 players.
I don't know. The referee should be bringing one of them on.
It's a ridiculous rule. It really is.
Liverpool have the advantage of 2 extra players as they attack through Salah. Rolled inside, Jones, Burn away. Oh, here goes the Newcastle break, and it's Burn in the middle. Yes. Tonali over halfway, and Isak and Joe Linton back on. Sandro Tonali to the near side to Isak. Closed down onto Joe Linton. Can he keep it in? No.
Dan Burn was the ball.
Wrong decision, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Well, what was almost big danger at one end nearly turned into another golden moment.
Been a lot to discuss if Liverpool had scored in that time.
And it's not the fault of the referee. He did not make that rule, but he has to apply it. Bruno and Trippier, great work on the near side. Bruno wins a free kick on halfway. Szoboszlai clumsy, and Bruno just has a breather.
No, he doesn't. Eddie Howe says stay down, son.
Yeah, he was looking. Yeah. I could see from up here what he was looking
for.
Pushing
him
Don't get up, Bruno.
Lying on top of him. Stay where you are.
Some people say Newcastle employ the dark arts in football, and that might
I haven't
be
got a problem with that, have you?
No, not at all. Especially when you're 2-0 up.
Correct.
Example.
In a final.
69th minute. They lead 2-0. Burn before half-time. Isak in the second half. Here's the free kick. Headed on by Cher. Gravenberch with Burn at his back, and this header's come back to Fabian Cher. Now Harvey Barnes in the area. Harvey Barnes pulls it back.
Have a shot!
Shoot! Barnes on his right, left side of the box. Favourable position. Jacob Murphy's won it back. Will he shoot? Murphy! Just wide. Low down Murphy with his left, opened up his body. Murphy might feel he could have done better there. Barnes will definitely feel and will perhaps regret not being selfish and going for goal. A player like Barnes, who provides big moments, went to cut it back, but maybe should have taken on the shot. Still 2-0. Liverpool quickly up to the Newcastle box on the attack. Back it goes. In midfield, Curtis Jones will review that double chance in a moment. You're listening to BBC Radio Newcastle on BBC Sounds. Cody Gakpo on the Liverpool left, the substitute. Curling cross, Pope catches. Right, Barnes and then Murphy. Ando.
I thought Barnes should have shot.
As
soon as he cuts in, the angle is there for him just to go far corner.
Yeah,
we've seen him do it so many times in the past as well, where he just cuts in, bang, whips it in there. Why he didn't do it, I do not know.
Yeah, I agree. He could go for it, but I tell you what, we've seen this in the second half. Liverpool are open.
Oh, Liverpool are all over
wide open.
They're all over the shop.
Liverpool have had 62% of the ball to Newcastle's 38, but Newcastle way out ahead in terms of attempts on and off target, and most importantly of all, Newcastle United are 2-0 up. Not only did they score at Wembley, they scored again. They actually scored 3, but one was offside. Here's Isak on the far touchline trying to get around his man, which was Gravenberch on that occasion.
Could have easily, what you said about the goals there, they could have easily have scored another 2 in the second half.
This is personal as well for Harvey Barnes. He missed Leicester's FA Cup final win through injury in 2021. Starting for Newcastle today. He did play in the Community Shield 4 years ago when Leicester beat Manchester City by a goal to 0. But he could have had a cup final goal. Liverpool throw on the near side. 71 minutes have ticked by. Murphy, strong challenge. Bruno in the middle, away from Szoboszlai. That's a free kick. Szoboszlai does not like the referee's decision and tells him that John Brooks has blown for Newcastle United. And Bruno taking his time about getting up, holding his lower left leg. Referee actually helps him onto his feet. And
it's not a free kick.
Wins the ball.
This is continuing to go Newcastle United's way.
Yeah, it's never a free kick.
Callum
Wilson
Wilson
the ball as well, didn't he?
Yeah.
Callum Wilson among those warming up in Newcastle white tracksuit tops with yellow bibs. They haven't brought anybody on yet. Kieran Trippier with the free kick, rolled into the area, stopped by Robertson just before Isak was about to get a touch, and then Luis Diaz out of play, a return ball to Robertson.
He's been poor, Diaz. He hasn't been able to keep the ball, has he?
No, well said. We've mentioned Salah, but then again, he's one of these that he could be, hasn't been in the game, and he might get off a chance of sticking in the back of the net. That's why you've got to be super careful with these players. But so far, the big players have been poor.
More Liverpool changes coming. Newcastle have won the ball back on the near side, then Bruno miscontrols. And Darwin Núñez, the centre forward, right side of midfield to Kwanzaa. As Newcastle get everybody bar Isak back behind the ball. On the diagonal, too much on it for Gakpo.
Made some substitutions, he's making another two now.
On come Harvey Elliott.
Could
Is
make
that
11.
five?
Yeah, that'll be their 5 in normal time that they're allowed. You've got that big winner in Paris in the Champions League in the first leg a couple of weeks ago. Scored what proved to be the winner in the League Cup quarter-final as well. The other change for Liverpool is Federico Chiesa, the Italian international forward. This is only his 11th appearance for Liverpool. Now, they're going to bring on Chiesa for Gravenberch, and Luis Diaz is going off for Elliott, but they put Darwin Núñez's number on. They put 9 up rather than 19. So Gravenberch has gone off for Chiesa and Elliott on for Luis Diaz.
I was just going to say, I think, you know, with the amount of time that's left, is that right? He's used all of his substitutions.
Yeah, they can make a 6th if it ever goes to extra time.
Yeah,
but 5 in normal
between
time.
now and then, though, if somebody goes down injured, that's it.
Van Dijk to Robertson, hammered away up the pitch, Trippier watching it and then heads it up. Tonali gives his international teammate a push and no foul. Then Bruno wants a free kick and then Liverpool get one. Bruno near to the halfway line.
That was a foul on Bruno on that one there.
Referee just trying to keep some order. And now the ball is back in play. Rolled along halfway. 75 minutes. There's still time for anything, but Newcastle have a 2-0 advantage at Wembley. Gakpo in off the left touchline. Szoboszlai chops away from Bruno, then cuts back inside, gives it to Kwanzaa, edge of the area. Liverpool on the right wing. Salah heads for the goal line. Newcastle managed to divert it behind.
Brilliant. That's great defending.
It was Livramento who threw himself towards the ball and conceded the corner. And Harvey Elliott straight on, about to take it. Curtis Jones all alone, corner of the box. Harvey Barnes moves forwards to keep half an eye on that. Whipped in by Elliott. Pope manages to get a glove to the ball. And Tonali on the near side just sees it out. Szoboszlai with the Liverpool throw. Robertson back to the Hungarian midfielder. Curling cross. Fabian Schär backward header. Livramento away from the 6-yard box. Elliott rolled back. Liverpool deliver a cross. Diving header from Newcastle to clear. Now Bruno up to Isak. They've got the opportunity to counter. Barnes and Isak on the chase.
Goalkeeper doesn't, I'll tell you what.
Robertson back to Kelleher after the goal.
Tell you what, Robertson did well.
Thought about coming and didn't.
Well.
And Isak just at this late stage maybe didn't quite have the power to race onto it. Liverpool in midfield. with 14 minutes remaining. Newcastle 2-0 up. John Anderson, what's your feeling on the way the game is going right now?
Very happy. Very happy. You've got to be. You're 2-0 up. You're in control of the game. Should be more than 2 up as well.
Left wing for Liverpool, Gakpo tight to the touchline, in he comes, right-footed. This is the sort of position he likes it in. Szoboszlai to Robertson, left-footed curling cross, blocked by Jacob Murphy. Steve Howie, what's your feeling on where Newcastle United are in terms of game management?
Well, relatively comfortable, but at the same time, you know, they are a dangerous team, Liverpool. They have to step it up. They are trying. They're leaving themselves a little bit open at the back. You know, obviously, if Newcastle can get another, for me, it's game over.
Here's a cross into the penalty area. Livramento volleys it back over to the near side, and then Robertson's header into the middle of the pitch, and Newcastle will have to defend here with Jarell Quansah's chipped diagonal ball. Gakpo's header inside. Chiesa's free. Tackled by Bruno. Referee says free kick. Corner of the penalty area, left hand side.
How is that a free kick? How is that a free kick? That's a shocking decision.
Doesn't look like a free kick. Be interesting to see this.
Well, maybe it is.
It is a free kick.
Maybe it is.
You've just seen it. Tell us how it played out.
He just shifted the ball, and Guimaraes just took his.
Yeah, he missed the ball completely.
Took his ankle.
Newcastle ready to defend. Here's the free kick, headed away.
Good header.
Guess who? Bruno pushes up. Robertson back in. Nunez beaten by Trippier. Brought down by Chiesa. Just inside the box. Wide it goes to Gakpo. 12 minutes to play. Still a 2-0 Newcastle United lead. And a challenge won there by Bruno. Isak robbed of possession by Szoboszlai as he went for the nutmeg. And they failed to clear their lines. Liverpool attacking up the right side. Mo Salah into Harvey Elliott. Ball to the feet of a teammate in the area. Fabian Schär for Newcastle United with the clearance.
Strong defended.
Did well. It's a good ball by Elliott. It does Dan Burn. But his teammate there, his partner, backs him up, helps him out. Good covering.
BBC Radio Newcastle. If you're on the move, listen to us on BBC Sounds to continue to get the Newcastle United angle for the rest of the match and post-match. We'll stay live at Wembley for as long as it takes.
That's what takes.
Well, whatever comes after this, here's a Liverpool cross. Dan Burn heads away. Whether it's celebrations or more football, you won't miss any of it right here on BBC Radio Newcastle. Back Liverpool go. Red shirts receiving the ball and passing and moving, and Chiesa, who's been heavily involved since coming on, just outside the box, back over to the far side to Elliott. Every black and white shirt in the final third. Problem here. Well, there would have been if the shot had been better from Liverpool, and it's over the top of the crossbar. Elliott with the ball fed in, and it was Quansah. Oh no, it was Jones, I beg your pardon. Jones next to Quansah, who took a touch and fired it over. And Alexander Isak's race is run. Callum Wilson is coming on at Wembley for Newcastle United. And that is their first change with 10 minutes to play. Wilson, who scored his first England goal on his international debut here 7 years ago against the United States, will be backing himself to score in the black and white and seal the deal. And Joe Willock is also being introduced. Isak, a hero with his goal, had another one chalked off just before he made it 2-0. And Barnes is replaced by Willock. Maybe some regrets from Barnes because he should have taken on a shot when well placed, but he can be proud of his afternoon's work. Wilson up at centre forward, Willock on the left. Newcastle's first two changes.
Yeah, it's just freshening it up, just trying to run the clock down as well.
Yeah.
Isak, you hope that knocks nothing serious. Don't want your best player missing. I think Barnes has done all right today. He had that one chance where you just expected him would have put a house on it to score, actually, coming in with the angle the way that it was. He's tried to pick somebody out.
Tailor-made for him, that chance.
Yeah.
But, you know, the two lads, especially Willock, he'll be obviously disappointed that he hasn't getting on, and that he didn't start. He's got on. Could he shine? Could he do something special?
Joe Willock is a Wembley winner for Arsenal. They beat Manchester City in the FA Cup 5 years ago. He came on in that match. There's a header from Wilson. Nice knockdown, Joe Linton, and Willock straight into the attack. Wilson wants it put into the centre. Willock in the corner, turns back to Joe Linton. Return ball to Joe Linton from Bruno. Joe Linton! Well, worth a try, and tried to catch Kelleher out low down at his near post. Didn't miss the target by a lot, but maybe the goalkeeper was always getting across.
Decent effort, good little 1-2. Gets it back between him and his mate, Kimmeret.
88,513 are here, which is just over 200 more than Newcastle's last final. Tonali with a shot spilled by Kelleher. Nobody in black and white following up. Tonali from about 20 yards, right-footed, across goal. Dan Burn with an interception on halfway. Willock back to Livramento. Boundless energy. What a performance he's put in. Livramento. Now an appeal for handball from Livramento's shot. They've been given a corner.
Right there. Referee's right on top of it.
As a matter of course, VAR will check. It's hard for us to see, given the angle, but there were some appeals. It's definitely a corner minimum.
Yeah, it's a corner kick. Referee's right there as well. He's right on top of it, and straight away he points corner kick.
No.
Oh, it doesn't even hit him on the arm.
No.
Corner then. But a corner yielded the best result in the first half when Dan Burn headed
as good as a penalty.
Let's see if that is true. Trippier again. 84th minute.
Again, man at the back.
They're looking for Fabian Schär, the free man. Joe Willock with a header back into the box. Wilson's onside. Tried to hit one on the half volley and did, but didn't get quite the right technique and execution of the shot. It's over the top.
Bit of a swinger.
Yeah.
Speculative.
Just lashed at it, didn't he?
Liverpool into midfield to Elliott. They've got to find a way. Liverpool 6 minutes plus whatever's added. And Newcastle still 2-0 ahead. Burn before half-time. Isak in the second period. Cody Gakpo. Ball at his feet. Into central midfield to Curtis Jones. Robertson got away from Murphy, but not Bruno. Bruno does his usual scream and roar towards the crowd.
Instead of screaming, get after the ball.
Yeah, never mind standing there, chase the ball.
Gakpo with his long stride carries it. Dan Burn with even longer legs makes a challenge on the 18-yard line. Murphy pulled to the floor. Free kick, Newcastle United on the verge of a special victory. 5 to play. Free kick in the defensive third. And there are one or two Liverpool fans who've had great days at Wembley who have decided that today will not be theirs and they are leaving. And the black and white scarves are out. And it's a beautiful sight. Anthony Gordon standing in the tunnel next to Jamal Lascelles. Mark Gillespie on the bench in the last final, the goalkeeper. Those injured or not in the squad, ready to share with their teammates something special if they can get over the line. Free kick on halfway for Liverpool, left of centre. Van Dijk inside away from Wilson to Quansah. And then back over to Van Dijk. Eddie Howe, hands in pockets, edge of the technical area. Robertson up the line to Chiesa. Away from Murphy, but it's the sort of touch where it's with the inside of his foot. He's lifted it over Murphy and it's just bent straight out of play.
Yeah, that was never on.
Four minutes remaining. Oh,
That's a
Tonali,
foul.
surely, nothing given. Tonali's back up, Joelinton, nice turn. Joe Willock with Quansah. Well watched by the defender and headed on. Burst forwards from Curtis Jones, who's been energetic and determined since coming on. Elliott likewise, right corner, back to Jones. Newcastle with bodies back to apply the pressure, and Joelinton.
Good, well done, well done.
Physical stuff in midfield from Joelinton. Liverpool have to come over to the near side with Gakpo. Murphy and Tonali forcing him away. Gakpo, it's not what he wanted. It's back to Szoboszlai. Wilson closing down inside to Quansah, and that's perfect for Newcastle. Pope comes and catches, and it's cheered because the Newcastle United fans know that moments like that just inch them closer to glory.
Well, they just totally ran out of ideas, haven't they, Liverpool?
Yeah, but I think it was brilliant play by Newcastle as well, just to press, and it goes up, and then it's a hopeful ball into the hands of the goalkeeper. But Newcastle can't just do that. They can't just give the ball away straight away. Got to try and keep a hold of it, get free kicks.
Dan Burn watching the ball onto his head. Big header to halfway from the Liverpool pass up the pitch. Jones has got it, and that's beyond Willock for Elliott. 88th minute on BBC Radio Newcastle at Wembley. Put back into the box by Liverpool. Trippier. Oh, such an important header. Murphy just got to run away from Chiesa.
Oh, he did well.
He slides in and does well and comes away with the ball. Murphy stretching out like he's got cramp. Liverpool carrying on. Not so charitable as to put the ball out. Not at this stage, 2-0 down. Murphy back up. Inside it comes to Elliott. Chips it in. Salah at the back post. It's up. The flag on the far side, and it is an offside decision. And that means free kick for Newcastle United with less than 2 minutes of normal time remaining. And step forward, Sean Longstaff, who started the last final. On he comes.
He can hardly stand, Murphy, bless him. He's ran his socks off, and once the cramp sets in,
there's nothing. Goes all through you.
Oh, now is he coming on? Yeah, he's gone back to the bench and then is coming on. And Murphy, he was born in the Wembley area of London, a homecoming for Jacob Murphy, but a Newcastle fan with parents from the northeast. His twin brother Josh is here, also a Newcastle supporter. He scored for Oxford in last season's League One playoff final, and now brother Jacob is going to help Newcastle United surely taste their own Wembley success. Now
they haven't brought him off.
They've got Emil Kraft ready. And poor Sean Longstaff. There's going to be a change pitch side. This is the 90th minute. Nick Pope with a long long kick up the pitch from the free kick, headed out by Wilson, and now they make the change, and it's Kraft on for Murphy, an extra defender. Liverpool 0, Newcastle 2.
Yeah, lucky on Sean Longstaff, he was stripped and ready to go.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll get Longstaff on in additional time. The numbers board from fourth official Darren England to be presented soon. Burn and Isak. Their names in Newcastle history. Dan Burn with a challenge in midfield. He just keeps giving everything and getting everything right. And a minimum of 8 minutes. A minimum of 8 minutes. But maybe for once it will not prolong any agony. It will just delay celebrations. That's what they have to ensure. Newcastle lead 2-0 in the League Cup final. Burn on 45, Isak on 52. Nick Pope was booked a little while ago for time wasting. Here's Emil Kraft. Good to see him get the experience. Such a popular and respected player. And never lets Newcastle down. Links up with Bruno. Ball into the middle. Wilson takes the touch. Quansah gets in between the ball and Wilson and sees it back to Kelleher.
It was a poor first touch. Got away from him.
Smoke.
Good ball as well.
Bomb has been let off in the Liverpool end to the left, but there are lots of empty red seats emerging. The first minute of the 8 have been played, and Newcastle United, a line of 5, then a 4, and Wilson just up ahead as Liverpool move it around, trying to find a way through. Elliott straight to Kraft, chested on to Bruno. Wilson's onside, if Bruno can play it. Bruno's fouled by Gakpo, and Wilson might have been lifted in behind to go 1v1, but the free kick is no bad thing for Newcastle. And Eddie Howe in conversation with his staff, Jason Tindall talking to the players, Matt Targett sent to warm up. They can still make 2 more changes, maybe just to give a couple more the taste of Wembley. Smashed out to the far side, kept in by Willock. He wants to run, fresh legs, pacey legs on the outside of Quansah. Willock into the area, the cross is too high and over the top of the bar, trying to drop it back post for Wilson. Quansah recovered to do enough to put Willock off balance. The third of 8 additional minutes. Szoboszlai to Quansah, and Robertson driving it forwards. Header from Newcastle. Elliott, Tonali and Willock working hard to win it back. It's in the corner for Liverpool, far side of the pitch. Now Elliott hangs it up. Trippier and Kraft go for the ball. Shot from Gakpo, handball, Newcastle appeal, then they block the shot from Nunez and try to scramble it clear. Joelinton drives forwards up to halfway, cuts inside, passes it towards Bruno. Bruno with a turn, loses out to Elliott, and now Liverpool are in, and Liverpool score, but the flag goes up. The flag goes up on the far side from Nick Greenhalgh, the assistant. Liverpool denied. Chiesa in the 94th minute. Newcastle felt there was a handball in the build-up before they got it clear from the first phase of that attack. They'll just check the decision, but the on-pitch decision is offside, and he's onside.
Onside, but there has to be a handball before that.
So will they take it back? Surely they will.
That's onside. It looks onside there.
What about the handball? That's what they want to look at, because if it's offside, it doesn't matter if it's handball.
It hits his hand, guarantee you that.
So we know Chiesa's onside, but what about the earlier moment? Stuart Atwell is the video assistant referee. Well, they're still looking at whether it is onside. I mean, it looks onside from what we're seeing. John Brooks will announce the decision to the crowd. Well, they say he's onside, but what are they going to do about the handball? Surely they have to go back for that. Pope beaten by Chiesa. Liverpool have pulled one back in the 94th minute. VAR has to look, surely. There might be a foul on Bruno. Is that what they're trying?
No, there's no foul there.
No, but that's what they've just been looking at. I'm not saying there was. We have to talk through what we're seeing. But is it too far back, the handball in the box?
Well, he should have stopped
cleared?
it though. The referee. Why play that on?
John Brooks is going to confirm that Liverpool will get the goal. Liverpool fans cheer. They have one back. Liverpool 1, Newcastle United 2. Not great news. Chiesa, the scorer, the substitute, and now a different proposition the final few minutes. Liverpool desperate for Newcastle to get on with it. They felt there was a handball in the lead-up, but they didn't go that far back. Chiesa scored. He was onside level with Cher when it was played through to him. So They've got to be strong here, Steve Howie.
Yeah, I mean, it just makes these last, because obviously there's about another 4 minutes to play of the 8, but probably more than that, about another 6. So it's going to make it a very, very nervy ending.
We said this time needs to be different. They've scored twice at Wembley. They've got into a winning position. Now they just have to see it out. Wilson battling with Robertson. Strong play from Wilson. It's a Newcastle throw next to the corner flag. This is the end of Wembley where they want the ball. And remember, they still have the lead. It's 2-1 to Newcastle. We're in the 97th minute, but there should be at least another 2 minutes. Jason Tindall having a long conversation with the fourth official. Emil Kraft to take the throw. Byrne and Cher staying back. Livramento and Trippier as well. Kraft lobs the ball to Bruno on his thigh towards the corner. Liverpool get a foot to the ball. Newcastle get players there. That's out for a Newcastle throw next to the corner flag, and Bruno, being Bruno, interacts with the supporters. 2-1 Newcastle United. Liverpool won back through Chiesa, who's just been yellow carded. The referee's largely kept his cards in his pocket. Pope got one, Chiesa's just been booked.
Yeah, I mean, I think just another thing is just, listen, fans do love it when the players go up to fans and ask for them to applaud and shout and scream, but sometimes I think it's the kiss of death. Just do your job and then do that at the end when you've won.
Free kick for Liverpool, trying to take it from the wrong position. They do from a different position. Second time of asking. Kelleher out of his box. Long it goes. Newcastle 2-1 up. Got to be strong. Cher header away. Wilson offside. Bruno on his chest. Now Tonali. Willock to the left. Tonali could run it. Tonali still running. Play in Willock. Willock's got it. Driving towards the corner on the far side.
Keep it there. Keep it there.
8 minutes are up. It's now down to the referee. Corner kick. Newcastle United. The VAR check will extend this League Cup final. By how long we don't know, but on BBC Radio Newcastle they have a corner. Might be another yellow card here for delaying the restart for Tonali. Yep, he's cautioned by John Brooks. Newcastle 2-1 up against Liverpool. So nearly there, but it wouldn't be Newcastle without a bit of jeopardy and some anxiety. They look like they just want to keep the ball in the corner. There's only two red shirts in the box.
No Newcastle shirts in the box.
99 minutes played. Ball rolled back by Newcastle. Throw in next to the corner flag for the Magpies. These are surely the final moments. But it's the referee's call. Livramento, in fact it's not Livramento, it's Tonali with the throw. Towards the corner, Wilson holding it up, strong centre forward play, battling with red Liverpool shirts. Still Wilson. And the ball is, both teams are scrapping at it in the corner. Newcastle have it with Bruno, goes back to the goal line, then back towards the corner, then Tonali trying to win it in the box. Liverpool allowed to play on. The 100th minute of the League Cup final. Szoboszlai forwards, Salah on his chest, Joelinton holds him up. Newcastle need to defend. Cher's header, Joelinton chests it, just got to get it away, and he's got it away to Callum Wilson. Two Liverpool shirts back. Wilson, will he go for the corner or for goal? Wilson goes to the corner and is dispossessed. Liverpool coming again. 101 minutes. Joelinton with a tussle on the far side. Liverpool forwards. Nick Pope comes and just puts it into the stand. Now John Brooks, the referee, says wait. I don't know if he's going to look at the Joelinton situation on the far side. A Liverpool player is still down. This is not over, and it's uncomfortable for Newcastle. Still 2-1 up. The referee has gone to check on Liverpool's Harvey Elliott. There was a tangle and a tussle. Far touchline. 101 minutes, only 8 were put on the board. Joelinton, what happened?
Clothesline him.
Oh!
Elliott is back up. Liverpool throw. Kelleher on halfway. Newcastle United so close to glory. Van Dijk's header, Joelinton's header, Wilson's ball. It's Newcastle United's day. Finally, this is the one. Newcastle United win at Wembley. Eddie Howe's heroes celebrate. They have done it. Unbelievable. Dan Burn with the goal of every Geordie's dreams in the first half, and Alexander Isak in the second. The League Cup is coming to Tyneside.